Now, for all we talk about the underground warfare inside Gaza, few actually know about the Hamas tunnel network and what it really looks like. Understanding the depth and scope has been difficult and even caught the IDF by surprise during the operation since October 7th, 2023. But now, Honest Reporting, they've launched an interactive map of Gaza to bring the extent of the terror tunnel network to light. This is using open source data. Honest Reporting's map, it provides context to the warfare. So when there's a bombing in Gaza, people can see Israel is targeting the terror tunnels underneath these schools, hospitals, mosques, not the civilians in the buildings above ground. For more on this latest development, we're joined by Gil Hoffman, the Executive Director of Honest Reporting. Gil, thanks for being with us on the Rundown this evening. Let's start by talking about this map. Tell us a little bit about how it works.
The way it works, Nicole, is that anyone can go in to the tunnel project at HonestReporting.com, and they can go and click on any hospital or school or playground and see the terror tunnel underneath. The terror tunnels where the beautiful six hostages were held, Hirsch Goldberg, Poland, my family friend, among them. And this really lays bare the undeniable truth with visual evidence that Hamas is responsible for this war and turns the tables on an incorrect narrative that accuses Israel of the destruction of Gaza.
Well, Gil, how is it going to counter this narrative? Because the IDF, they give examples of the terror infrastructure that it targets, but the international community, the international narrative often sidelines that, those facts that the IDF puts out. So how will an interactive map like this actually counter what's being told in the international media?
The interactive map is really a tool for truth and for pressure that ordinary citizens can use when they see the media incorrectly blaming Israel for this war. They can be able to explain better what's happening underground in such an unprecedented way. Today we put out a video on Instagram that I encourage people to see that says, you've seen what's happening underground in New York City, and now you can see what's happening underground in Gaza, which can really explain why this war is going on for so long and make the world finally understand Israel's case.
It's very important context to be given here, but even with this map, so far it mapped just under 10% of the tunnels, 37 miles mapped so far, but we know there's more than 370 miles of these tunnels underground in Gaza. And so how is this project going to grow and expand over time?
We are aware of many more tunnels that the IDF is aware of, but only when it's open source information are we going to be putting it into the map or going to be expanding it as time goes on. It's going to be an interactive tool that ordinary people can use and create facts on the ground that they can cite when they're fighting for Israel. And the more that comes into us, the more it will be updated and be there as an important weapon in defending Israel in the media battlefield.
And I know that this map, it was just launched by Honest Reporting, but any responses so far that you've heard from some of the people that are actually going inside to see how this works and see truly what is underneath the Gaza landscape right now?
I talked today to somebody in the IDF who was impressed by it. I've talked to top Israel advocates, including legal authorities, who have said that this is something that's necessary for a long time, that needs to be out there for the world to see, to be there for people to be able to bear witness to the truth of what's been happening in this war all along, of why we've had to be in war for more than 500 days. Unfortunately, these terror tunnels must be destroyed in order to allow there to be a positive future for the people of Israel and the Gazan people as well.
All right, Gil Hoffman, the Executive Director of Honest Reporting, with this interactive map that shows you the inside looks of the terror tunnels of Gaza just launched. Thank you for telling us more about the latest development that you guys have.